Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Fate Hollow Ataraxia. The first part hasn't gone up yet, and I'm gonna wait till people tell me, hey, what the hell are you doing? That's not how you pronounce the word. Time to do her reading. Alright. The house was built on top of a high hill. It lies hidden within a forest, separated from any human habitation. My head aches. I thought that breathing the outside air would clear myself, more or less, but instead, the cold night air only clouds my thoughts further.
どうしたマスターまだ外に出るのは早かったか
The servant pokes fun at me. I shake my head and keep going. My mind is still sluggish. Well, I see you, Dark Moon! The bright moonlight seems to be the source of my disorientation. Are you sure about that bright moonlight part? Are we gonna cut back to... hard cut back to Shiro just telling this story, and everyone there being like, what is going on? When's he gonna get to the part? It's quiet. Of course, it's past 2 a.m., but the city is abnormally silent even for this time. It slightly resembles my old hometown. The port town I spent my childhood in. At night, the tide would come into town, and people would shut themselves into their houses as if they were afraid. God, I wish I lived near the ocean. I have a Google Home, and I have it set so that whenever I tell it good night, one, it tells me you worked hard today, you deserve a good rest, which is like, thank you. But then it plays the sound of the ocean, and it's like, cause I need that. I love that. The empty city was almost like a ship sunk at the bottom of the ocean, prompting a younger me to want to run away from that place. I must have felt that everybody would have forgotten that I had existed if I had stayed like that at the bottom of the ocean. I couldn't help thinking about the old gods that nobody remembered anymore, sharing the same cursed fate. Ha 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 ha. I like this jam. Oh, this is smooth. I like it. It's a good sound of like the rhythm of the city at night, you know? Have you ever just been walking around a city at night and you're like, yeah, the rhythm of the city at night. And now, Fuyuki is being submerged into the ocean depths too. The atmosphere is different from the one I remember. It's too quiet. It might as well have been an abandoned city. Regardless, only the presence of life is evident. I can almost feel countless numbers of creatures breathing. Surrounding me is an aura that I've never felt before. Mysterious things is what my servant said. I don't want to admit it, but it seems that there's credibility to what he says.
なんだあれ
We've been walking for some 2 hours. The servant stops in his tracks and is now gazing at a particular
す
residence.
げえなこの辺りは見て回ったんだがまだ残っていやがったか
He speaks with an impressed tone. The house he is looking at is nothing more than a regular building. If there's anything that distinguished it from the other residences, it's the fact that one of the lights is on.
あんたはそこにいろまだ本調子じゃねえんだろ一足先に俺が様子を見てきてやるよ
The servant starts walking towards it on his own accord. I try to chase after him. Pathetically, I'm thrown off by the moonlight. Well, that's no moon, is what I think. Gotta be honest here. I can't speak for the other servants. Oh, no, now we're... Okay. Okay, I see. I gotta be honest here. I can't speak for the other servants, but see, me? I didn't feel like doing this from the get-go. High-level magic. The summoning of beings purified into the level of legends, and the giving of form to them to make them familiars. That's what servants are. Not something so cheap as borrowing a piece of power of the heroic spirits. No, it's actually a projection of the guy himself. A resurrection just for the Holy Grail. A clone with a short lifespan. A guardian of humanity, reborn into the modern era. Sounds nice and dandy. Autonomous weapons are pretty convenient, right? Except replicating even what's on the inside is going a little too far, don't you think? A familiar being able to think doesn't do any good. That goes double for servants. Suppose there's a familiar more powerful than its master. Now let's say it can think for itself. There's no reason why it wouldn't revolt. I was lucky enough to be summoned by a master that was my type of woman. Personally, I'm satisfied with her, but looks like I'm gonna be doing some disobeying. Why? Well, why not? I might not have any complaints about the boss, but I've got a hell of a lot to say about society. Congratulations, you summoned the Joker. I feel like shit, like I was left hanging in the morgue. Back when I was alive, the world was still lively. Nowadays, it's old and dying. Got a few 100 million years left before it kicks the bucket, and it's too late to do anything about that. Being one of those fellows that knew what she was like back in the old days, it wouldn't be right not to be a little angry about her current predicament and all. Of course, it was pretty obvious that she'd clean dry one of these days, but damn, that was fast. Now, there's a part of me that's gotta hate my own species for that filthiness, but another part of me wants to pat them on the back at the same time. The power of humanity is incredible. Oh, how morals have come and gone in the blink of an eye. It makes me wonder just how many new generations of humanity have been born and how many have been wiped out. Given how fast they are, it's too bad that they haven't come up with a kind of evolution that's environmentally friendly. I've got to hand it to those hominids. They sure did a great job at amplifying a ready-made system instead of finding a new kind of cycle. But that means there's no future ahead, so if they could buy a little more time, it'd be nice if they could come up with some new kind of improvement and keep going. They've already gotten all the trouble of destroying this much. Where do we want to go? Why have we exhausted the land? Was this good? Was this bad? I want results that anyone can understand. Even if the answer is that it was a failure, I don't mind one bit.
ほんと。他の連中はどう思ってんのかね。
Those of heroic spirit status must have feelings of animosity towards this era. And again, heroic spirits are supposed to be on humanity's side, so that would mean they'd approve of whatever result humanity brings about. Just like how I do the opposite of that. Let's say there was this godlike absolute being as force of good. Now let's say it was summoned here in this day and age. Now what would he do? Would he approve of it? Would he act to protect us? If he approves, we face extinction. If he protects us, he'll watch on. A sane heroic spirit would choose a latter. One with a few screws loose would happily lend a hand, or another with only one screw left would get excited at making the world a better place. Something like, I'm gonna save the world. Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar. Wow, I don't ever want to meet that kind of guy, let alone fight him. As for me, there's only one thing I can do either way. I may be a heroic spirit, but I'm not that strong. Take a look at all the legends in the world, and you still won't find anybody weaker than me. Yay, I'm number one. You're damn lucky, Master. Can't get any lower than this. Easy to make up a battle plan, since all there is to do is to think about how to take on the strong. I don't want to think about it, but there's a good chance that lady's stronger than me in pure fighting ability. A heroic spirit getting his ass kicked by a human? Oh boy, I want to disappear.
だよな。正直いただけねえわ。あの女。
Don't cause any deaths, that's what she said. That's the way to go, Milady Magus of the house whatever. Can't expect a finer strategy that reeks of a sheltered girl on honor roll. Fitting sense of pure humanity for a master. But hey, I can't do that. All I do is kill. Honestly, a bloodless victory is a pain in the ass. I'm already the weakest. I'm not going to be winning if I'm a goody two-shoes. This thing does have war in its name, so we ought to be relying on the slaughter techniques that man had so painstakingly developed. Servants are one thing, but masters are humans. It'd be way easier to take them out with mines and explosions like last time. Oh. Hold up. Wait a minute.
ま、今はそんな時代じゃないけどな。
Reference to Kiritsugu's techniques.
前は物騒な時期だったからな。命の扱いは安かったんだが。
Boy, people were absolutely right that zero before Ataraxia was a good idea. This time things are different. The Mage Association is watching oh so painstakingly close. Plus, the system of public safety that modern man has created is not too shabby. If I run wild, the other masters will figure out what Baz it is. Now, I don't mind finishing off a horde of people nice and fast, but consecutive fighting on consecutive nights is gonna exhaust me, so I want to avoid that. On that point, the part on Bazzett's strategy about not going overboard is fine with me, so I'll try my best to follow the Master's plan like a good servant would. Well then, with that out of the way, let's turn back to what we have now.
待て。何をするつもりだお前は。
Ignore my hesitant master's voice. I'm heading to the house. I don't have to bother checking. The fact that the lights are on means there are live humans inside. Unfortunately, I don't have any human or heat detecting abilities. My servant skills can be summed up as nothing. But that's okay. What's inside there is human. I dematerialize myself and pass through the front door. Okay, good. We're getting a bit of, because there wasn't much of that in Stay Night that I was a bit confused, and then when the adaptation came around, I'm like, oh, they can just push through stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, they can. I manifest my weapon and go towards the people in the living room. Let's finish this fast and cruel like always. Now, for all I know, there could have been some accident, like the strongest humanoid in all human histories inside and has powers that surpass a heroic spirit. No problem whatsoever. I may be the weakest, but I can defeat the most powerful human being. Why? Because it's not something to brag about, but when it comes down to dealing with humans, I'm the strongest. Why is it cut like that? Blood splashes up in the air. The inhabitants are dead. One middle-aged man, 2 boys, 1 granny, 1 old man holding a blood-stained knife. Oh, he's still alive. What a letdown. By the time I broke in, it was already over. Whoa, beast? Berserk? His breath is ragged and heavy. The mad culprit who massacred those 4. He doesn't pay any attention to me, probably because he wants to take out the last geezer. The geezer backed himself up to a wall and is so desperately shaking his head. The murder scene and method are pretty grisly to look at. The bodies are ravaged beyond recognition. Blood, flesh, and entrails are splendidly scattered about. The choking stench of life, a living space splattered here and there. The end of the roll for the Brady Bunch. This guy's sarcastic. Damn clean for a murder scene. Not one little flaw. After all, it was murder for murder's sake. No robbing, no raping, no hungering. Not one little bit of that here. I'll save him since he asked. Since it was a surprise blow from behind, the murderer is killed easily. After that, I'm back to my regular job. By the time I ran into that house, it was all over. There are 5 corpses in the living room. Unable to tell by what appears to be 5 heads severed from the nose. It is a slaughter scene so grotesque, I could not have determined how many there are through any other means. The servant says while standing idly in a pool of fresh blood. In the servant's clenched hand is a warped dagger, a form that seems to be a mix of fangs and claws of a beast. Is it meant to be gripped backhanded? I've never seen a weapon that looks so difficult to use. So that weapon is his noble phantasm, his symbol as a heroic spirit.
おっかないぜマスター。そう睨むな。どうだ？一つ状況説明でもするか？
必要ありません。凶器と傷跡は一致しています。
Shadow laughs in agreement. There's no need to investigate any further. The situation told me that the cause of this tragedy was the servant.
私からの質問は一つです。なぜ殺したのですか？
なぜって、これもあんたのためだぜ。俺は当たりを探しているだけだ。一人一人調べるのも、一人一人殺していくのも変わらない。要は目撃者を作らなければいいんだろ？ならよ、こうして潰していけば、いつかマスターに出会えるぜ。
At least absorb their souls as food, you jackass.
お前は。
This guy, he hadn't listened to anything I said. I was prepared to accept some sacrifices once I went into battle. I am a magus, and am no different from a murderer. However, still, I never desired this kind of meaningless sacrifice.
お前は 人を殺すことが楽しいのか？
あ、バカ言うな。俺だって好きでやってるわけじゃねえ。こうして求められた以上、自分にできることをやっただけだぜ。あのさ、人型をしてるからって勘違いするなよ、マスター。サーバントってのは、つまるところこういうもんじゃないのか？
質問に答えていない。私は人を殺すのが楽しいのかと聞いたのです。
I glare at the servant. Holding that warped dagger, the servant.
とりわけ何も。第一、殺しちゃ楽しめねえだろ、いろいろ。
He directed a repugnant laugh as if he wanted me to share in his amusement.
貴様、それでも英霊か？
I can't restrain myself. It's strange. I've seen people like him countless times, yet, without any reason, I feel disgust at this man's way of life. It somehow feels as if this man alone must not be forgiven.
あんたこそ、殺し合いが向かないんならマスターになんざなるな。しらけるんだよ、実際。つまんねえ。せっかくのショーが台無しだぜ。喜んでもらえると期待してたのにさ。
そう。悪いけど、その期待には最後まで応えられない。今確信したわ。私たちは反りが合わない。あなたは私が最も嫌う人格だ。
I turn my hostility towards my own servant. I direct hatred similar to annoyance at the person I have to gain trust from first. I'm not acting right. The immaturity of showing my feelings and hating someone should have been discarded long ago.
へえ。いいね。俺も基本的にあらゆるものが気に入らない。下手に気を許されるとイラつくんで、それぐらいがちょうどいい。こういうのも気が合うっていうのかね。
It's a couple hints as to who this guy is. I'm like 90% sure I know who this is. 90, at least. The servant shows no signs of caring. I hate him, and he doesn't think anything of me. So there'll be no cause for friction even if we despise each other as we have no plans to bond.
けどさ、あんたは割と好きな部類に入る。
What does that mean, type? Except, he just said something odd.
なぜですか？あなたはあらゆるものが気に入らないのでしょう。
This guy is a very, very big guy who complains about video games he hasn't played on the internet vibes.
マスターとしてあなたがどのようなサーバントかは理解できる。あなたの方向性は人間を好むものではない。
とりあえずいい女だからな。気に入らねえけど好感を抱いてるんだ。
Strange. Okay.
私が女だからという理由ですか？
Maybe he just likes women in suits, which is like, that's understandable, dude.
女じゃなくていい女。あんたさ、えらくそそるんだよ。
Short hair, in a suit, yeah, that makes sense.
体つきも好みなんだが、優等生なところとか、一般論を守ろうとしてるところとか、みっともなさすぎて見ていられない。
He's literally saying, I think you're, or that's weird.
わ
Okay.
かる？こんな単一機能を発揮しただけの仕事じゃなく、何らかの意味を持って殺したくなるぐらい、あんたは俺を欲情させてるってこと？
The shadow laughs. Intent flows in through our connected paths, so dense I can physically feel it. Ah, the in German. The servant isn't lying. He hates all things. By nature, he sees everything as an object to kill, without reason or reward. There can be no other explanation, not for this pure hatred that can turn into a curse without having to use the incendiary device of magic just by existing. It leaves me with questions. For someone with as much bloodlust as him to not kill me earlier doesn't make any sense.
先ほどの話ですが、あなたはまず私を殺すと言い、それを抑えた。私に欲情しているあなたが令状なしで、どうやって私への欲求を抑えたのですか？
ああ、あんたはマスターだからな。あんた
Wait,
は
what?
人間じゃないってさっきルールを作ったところ。
Wait, what? Hold up. What?
まあ要するにこの世で唯一殺す気になれない生き物になったってわけ。
You're not human?
見てくれは女だけど中身は人間じゃないっつが攻
Huh.
略対象外の生物にカテゴライズしたんだよ。
Huh. That was direct. For some reason, I find his answer incredibly hurtful.
私を人間扱いしないと？
I've heard people say that before. Sorry, I've heard people say before that I'm boring or that I'm not charming. It's the first time I wasn't treated like a woman. No, he said as a human being, but that is how it sounded to me.
あれ信用できねえか？最大限の情報なんだぜ。こんなの最初で最後の特例なんだぞ。くそ、頭くるな。こっちは本気なのに。はいはい、そうですか。形のないものは見えませんか。しょうがない。こういうのなら信用できる？
It's a Saint Quartz. So he interpreted my silence as suspicion. He tears out a page of a notepad from the blood-soaked desk and writes something on it.
おい、これあげる。誰かに譲ったりしないように。
Certificate of exemption from murder, valid until the end of the Holy Grail War in I can't speak well-written Japanese.
何ですかこれは？
何って人間じゃない証明書。これなら誰が見てもあんたは攻略対象外ってわかるだろ。
Good for you, he says, pushing the piece of paper into my hands. Yes, my judgment was correct. This servant and I are hopelessly doomed to not get along. We cannot afford to stay at the murder scene forever. Hurriedly, we leave the residence behind. I have my complaints with my servant acting without my permission, but it's already too late. By continuing to argue with him, the only thing that would result is further mistrust. However, there's one thing I feel that is strange about him. I cannot trust this servant. Masters and servants are linked. Because of that, I can feel that he is fundamentally the kind that enjoys murder and completely kills his opponent ruthlessly, no matter who or what. He is my complete opposite. I complete my missions without leaving room for personal feelings. However, this servant does so only with personal feelings. He operates only on the emotion of wanting to kill people. But despite that...
なんだ？よそに行くんじゃないのか、マスター。それともあれか？ここで異常を聞きつけてきたマスターどもをはめ殺すかい？
そんな見えすいた罠にかかる魔術師はいませんし、戦闘は第2段階からです。まずは調査からと言ったでしょ。
いや、結構いそうだぜ、間抜けなルーキーは。例えば、夜の巡回に精を出して勝手に死んでそうなやつとかな。
Wow, he's savvy, huh? You know, what with the fact that if you take nightly patrols and stay night, you die.
下調べなんてやってたら他の連中に食われるってのがわからねえんだよ。ほんと、富士の善人だね、ありゃ。
I ignore my servant's chatter and walk ahead. And yet, despite all his negative points, I don't feel that this servant is unpleasant. He's the kind of human being that I despise the most. I cannot tolerate him on any level. So why is it that I can't completely hate him? The answer is something called charisma, which turns despicable things or people, say Negan from The Walking Dead is a wonderful example, into ones you just can't hate. Farm? I close my eyes and focus on our link. In exchange for the flowing magical energy, sometimes I feel something very refreshing, like the ice-cold flavor of Mountain Dew. A feeling of homesickness rubbing against the heart, a prayer resembling longing. How hollow. How Ataraxia. That void tells me something. I don't understand the clear reason why, but it tells me this servant will never betray me. It tells me that he will lend me his chaotic will to grant my wish. We resume our patrol. This night we focus our investigation on Shinto. This is a new area. The Shinto investigation ends in about 2 hours. we were unable to detect any traces of magi. In addition, the presence of the mysterious things the servant mentioned was confirmed. A part of me finds it hard to believe, but Fuyuki has indeed completely changed. All over I can feel an unusual presence. It is as if we are always being watched. The city has become to come apart at the seams ever so slightly. On a different note, while there are many traces of magical energy, there are absolutely no signs of magic being performed. Which would mean that this isn't the work of a master gathering magical energy. The only feasible possibility is that there is something feeding on the inhabitants of the city unrelated to the war. No master would benefit from this. Doing this would instead force a halt to the Holy Grail War.
そうか。聖杯戦争を聞きつけた外来の魔術師なら。
That would mean there is a magus that desired the Holy Grail, but was not chosen as a master. Perhaps out of a twisted desire for revengeance, he is trying to disrupt the ritual? Another possibility was he made a contract with another association to disrupt the Holy Grail War. Regardless, it is obvious there is an 8th magus in Fuyuki.
8人目？もう一人邪魔者が増えたってのか？
断言はできませんが、その確率が高い。私の知らない魔術師が第五次聖杯戦争に介入しようとしているのは確かだ。その魔術師の目的は分かりませんが。
He was starting off by breaking the rules of the Holy Grail War. Maybe best to think of him not just as my enemy, but the enemy of all masters.
へえ。そいつどんなやつ？
I mean, we don't know if he exists.
直接的な戦闘に自信がなく、広範囲の結界作りを得意としている。攻めより守りが向いているのでしょう。正しく魔導を学んではいませんね。黒魔術とドルイド思想が混同されている。
See, I'm actually like so deep in when they say like black magic and druid concepts. It's like, oh yeah, of course, you know, so a little bit of runic magic with the druid drawing in from nature, a little bit of, it's like, yeah, just I get it. I'm in too deep.
そういうんじゃなくてさ、強いか弱いかって話。
魔術師としてのスキルは初歩です。ですが、
The remaining magical energy traces were extremely dense. Magical energy is only fuel to activate magic. By itself, it has no effect. However, there are cases when it can leave behind a form, only limited to those times when magical energy itself bears traits similar to magic. For example, I've heard that the Einsburns gave a personality to their Holy Grail. If that personality has magical energy, then it naturally possesses the magic trait of wish-granting. Since its vital activity and its functions as a Holy Grail are likely directly connected to each other, it should be able to perform miracles resembling magic merely by releasing magical energy. The incarnated demons spoken of by the Holy Church also fall into this category. Those that were created as demons, rather than as life forms, can use higher level magic than humans. Like Floros? That's just a question I have. As Magi, our magic circuits are nothing more than pseudo-nerves, an ability that was added later behind our nervous system. However, demons have no need for those. All their organic functions merely serve the purpose of invoking the demonic. I hear the church calls these true demons. Different from imposters that don a hide of human concepts to become a unique identity, they are genuine demons that the Lord has commanded before man would name them, or so I hear.
何にせよ、厄介な介入者のようです。つまらない行動原理の魔術師なら取るに足りませんが、教会に雇われたフリーランスだとしたら侮れない。そういえば、前回の聖杯戦争で勝ち残ったのも確か。
A freelance magus hired by the Einsburns. His name was Emiya Kiritsugu. A combat magus, called in by the Einsburns, who had retired from the front lines by the time I had been assigned to sealing missions. Our occupations have the tendency to intrude on each other's territories. Had he still been active, I would have likely have fought him numerous times. While the situation is becoming more unstable, I can't change my policy just because of one more enemy. I'll proceed with an investigation of all the masters, causing as little damage to the people of the city as possible. The problem is what to do next. It's obvious that my servant's abilities are low ranking. In a straight-out fight on pure ability, he'll eventually exhaust himself and lose. I have to think of an order of who to fight, but I know very well who our final opponent ought to be. The lineage of the Holy Grails, Einsburn. It has been said that they have prepared the most powerful master for this war. In the past, I have fought a homunculus created by the Einsburns. Did you? Being a failed creation facing disposal, it ran away from Einsburn territory and survived by scraping out a meager existence in a human city. Oh, interesting. I was responsible for destroying it, but the results were bitter. Even considering that at that time I was still experienced, the Einsburn-produced homunculus was tougher than many magi. The same Einsburns have produced a master for this battle that they believe to be the most powerful. In all honesty, I can't even begin to see any chance of victory at this stage. Until I discover what tricks the enemy has up their sleeves, fighting against the Einsburns is suicidal. In the forest on the outskirts of the city lies the old castle that the Einsburns control. The day we invade that forest will most likely be the day my Holy Grail War will end. The last place we come to is a hilltop graveyard for foreigners. I suppose it's because of the Einsburns casting a shadow over my mind. I feel weak, disoriented from a headache. There's a light on. I really didn't want to come here.
どうしたマスター？考え事か？
Ooh, has a light on. I'm curious if this truly is happening as a part of Stay Night, or if this is something else. I'm trying to figure that out right now, because I have ideas. My unease must have shown on my face. My servant is actually showing concern for my health. I allow myself to be taken in by his sudden consideration.
つまらない質問ですが、あなたは私が勝てると思いますか?
And I put into words that weak uncertainty that I had tried not to think about. The servant's expression changes. Keeping his mouth twisted with sarcasm, he turns his back to me.
その不安はまだ早い。勝つか負けるかなんだ。何を倒すかを決めてからなんだが。
His voice is strained. He's bent forward like a beast with prey before his eyes.
ついてねえな。
The moon is black again. What does it
どう
mean?
やら悠長に悩む時間はないみたいだぜ。
He's grinning. What he sees is a master and servant. I feel a powerful flow of magical energy. The command spells on her left hand shine brightly. Who? She's still young, but appears to possess wisdom that far surpasses my own.
はじめまして。ひなびた荒野の魔術師さん。
Why are you wearing this outfit? What?
どう？お互いの名を知る必要はあるかしら。
What the heck are you wearing? She's probably from one of the great houses. Her eyes are full of derision. Oh, what is going on? To her side is another figure. I cannot tell which class she belongs to, but the fact that a master brought her means that she must be a servant. Huh? What? Also, dang! Sakura, is it cold out or what? Just to double check, Patch, I have H content censored, but mature content still on. Okay. Okay. I remove the leather gloves inscribed with runes of protection from my chest pocket. I take them out along with something hard. Huh? Is that a butt? Oh, it's an earring. Why was I carrying this earring? Why? Wait a second. That earring looks familiar. I'm just gonna double check a certain character design. Just real quickly. Am I correct in thinking that this character absolutely wears those earrings? They absolutely do. Why was I carrying this earring? Why had I tucked it away so carefully? These questions rise to the surface, but now isn't the time to think for that. I put the gloves on. The girl waits politely for me to make my move. I regret not bringing Rack with me. If I survive, I'll make sure to carry it, even if I am only out for investigations. While I shouldn't use my trump card immediately, having it increases the range of my strategy.
敵の実力を測ります。あなたはサーバントの相手を。
あいよ。
Not taking any care to see what she would do, he rushed towards the girl's servant. The two figures clash. I passed by the side and ran towards the defenseless master.
名乗り上げる名さえ持たぬ田舎者でしたのね。よろしくてよ。エーデルフェルトの手にかかることを名誉となさい。
Edelfelts? She fired a scatter shot of Gander, a one-action spell preventing close combat. Her magecraft is a firearm in itself. This isn't a metaphor. Edelfelt, a noble family of Finland, the Ore Scales, the same Edelfelt that produced many masters of the Gander. Why does the name Edelfelt sound familiar? I've heard it before somewhere in Fate. This generation's young head was praised as the pride of their lineage, but now that I can see how skilled she is, I can agree. Edelfelt? What? I don't block the Gander aimed at both sides of my thigh. I keep moving, parrying the only Gander that would hit my upper body with my left fist. Rad!
素手で私のガンドを。
I move in. My right fist, lowered to the base of my chest, strikes aimed at the side of her stomach where her kidneys are. Yo, kidney blow! I am blown backwards. A figure appearing from behind her protects her body from, oh my god, I need to read this better. Protects her from a body blow and repels me. What? What? Huh? A swordsman stands in my way. I mean, hey, missed you, baby cakes, but a servant. There's no denying it. That is a servant.
ならもう一人の少女は。
The moment I look to a way to confirm the battle is over.
お願い。セイバー。
The other girl screams. Saber defeats me. Here's things happening. Interesting, her design is different. There's no red on her. Saber defeats my servant, just as the girl had ordered to. How appallingly weak. With just one flash of steel, not even able to match sword against sword, my servant had his neck pierced and is already gone.
何よ。話にならないじゃない。セイバー、手っ取り早く片付けなさい。帰って熱いコーヒーを楽しみましょう。
I have more than several questions. Saber nods silently. Hey, that's a familiar sight, though it means something very different here. I'm defeated, without being able to prepare my weapon. So, this is Saber. This doesn't make any sense. The two girls are each other using a different saber.
下調べが足りなかったようね。
Okay, hold up. There's a Rin named Edelfelt, and she uses saber, and then there's a Sakura who is different, who's using Salter? Saber Alter? More than several questions.
エーデルフェルトの当主は常に姉妹だと。あなたの耳には届かなかったのかしら。
Sisters. That is the magic trait of their bloodline. The normally abhorrent notion of having two successors was the reason why they are called scales. Then the two of them are one master, and summoned two different sides of the same heroic spirit. That is so rad! Holy crap! So their family trait of sisters means that their magic is like always kind of split among two. So when they summon Saber and Saber. That is broken! There's a bunch of servants who I know if you summon both sides of, you would just wreck shop.
まず一人、私たちの手にかかることを光栄に。 一番初めに倒されることを恥と知りなさい。残るマスターはこれであと5人ですわ。
Her voice echoed to the moon. Saber, silently and without showing any emotion, thrust her sword into my chest. My conscience is being severed. The moon is cycling like a white skull. And thus comes the end of the Holy Grail War once again. Hey, red text, huh? Red text makes me go, Losing sight of the ending without conclusion, the curtains fall. Meanwhile, all of the people at the camp there are like, Shiro, this story makes no sense. What are you doing? Next to Heaven's Feel Back Night 2. Okay, so people were absolutely right that that's a much better sort of hint at things to come, and it's not necessarily big spoilerinos. The only thing that made me want to scream for a second there was, Kid Gill's in this? My boy? Okay, that was the dream I'm guessing Shiro had. Okay. Oh, okay, menu's about the same. That flag list is still scaring me. Huh. I wake up just before 6 in the morning. The light coming through the window is still a little bright, and the breeze seeping through the gaps is a little chilly. It's Shiro. All right. A steamy summer had come and gone, passing into October before anyone realized it. It's become a season where falling asleep without a blanket is a bad idea. Just went on an absolute bender. I set my still sluggish brain into motion. Last night I fixed up bike number 1, changed number 2's chain to a new one while I was at it, and since I didn't have anything else to do, I relaxed a bit and ended up nodding off.
さすがに地べたで寝るときついな。もうじき冬だし、布団一式へ運んでおかないと。
In the end, Shed-chan, still waifu. I rotate my stiff shoulders and breathe in. Breakfast starts at 6:30 at the Emir residence. There's still plenty of time, but only for the people who are going to eat. The people making breakfast have to wake up 30 minutes earlier than that.
さくらのやつ。最近飯作り終わってから起こしに来るんだもんな。まったく。いつから人の趣味を面白おかしく奪うような性格になったんだろ。
It is definitely the influence of her sister. Anyway, at this house, if you want to make breakfast, you have to wake up at 6 a.m. or risk being beaten to the punch. As the master of this house, no, as her teacher. I can't afford to be outdone already by my pupil. Once I step onto the veranda, my nose catches the smell of breakfast. The sound of an active kitchen knife reaches my ears. Judging by this, I'd say breakfast is about 80% complete. Same old scenery of a pleasant morning, savoring it as if it was only natural. Ha!
おや、おはようございます、シロ。今朝は少し寝坊ですか？
Why am I tearing up? Sorry, there's confusion, but also just I remembered the ending of Stay Night, the true ending, and I got a little emotional all of a sudden. Okay, let's just go on. Okay. I gaze at her smile.
シロ、どうしたのです？黙りこくって。私の顔に何か？
Half a year ago, back when it was still cold, there had been times like this. That was...
顔色が優れませんね。
I am...
まったく、また土蔵で用を明かしたのですか？
I'm definitely a bit confused.
シロ、鍛錬を欠かさぬ心構えは立派ですが、それで体を壊しては半人前だ。
I've been told things get explained, but you just gotta roll with the punches. Yeah. After all, I'm still a kid. It's only been half a year since the Holy Grail War. People can't grow up that easily.
聞いているのですか、シロ？
いいですか？リンに留守を任されている以上、私にはあなたを監督する義務がある。不摂生が続くようでは、私にも考えがあります。
That's right. With Tosaka gone, it was up to Saber to protect the order of our household. That's not important right now.
セイバーの考えってどんな？
シローが一番苦手なことを。いくら言っても守らないのですから、監督として身近で指導をするしかない。シローが悔い改めないというのなら、今日からでも部屋をシローの隣に移しましょう。
She says something horrifying with a smile. Saber's room is a Japanese-style guest room. Back when she was moving out from the room next to mine...
お断りします。住居を変える理由がありません。
She was being real hard-headed about it, but I managed to get her to back down. The war was over, and there was no need to have a bodyguard after all. So there are... For those of you who don't remember, there was no ending where Saber survives like this. So some things are afoot. That happened just a little while ago. Ever since then, I took back the appropriate peace of mind of a healthy young man.
反省した。明日からきちんと自分の部屋で寝る。
結構です。まあ、この条件が効果てきめんというのは私としては複雑ですが、これもシローの健康のため。身近で警護できないのが不安ではありますが、シローが安眠できないのでは仕方がない。
Saber turns readily towards the living room. Of course. Why should anyone feel reluctant to end a regular old morning conversation? I forgot to tell her. I have to say
セイ
it.
バー、おはよう。今日も一日よろしくな。
Oh.
はい。シローも気をつけて。
I go with Saber to the living room. Why am I trying to not cry? My vision goes blurry for some reason. Wondering why, I rub my eyes. Hey, guess what? I am removing my glasses. My vision was going blurry myself. I am rubbing my eyes because this is normal. This is the new normal. This is normal. This is how it's always been. Definitely not, like having someone who died who you loved suddenly come back into your life. My eyes were a little... Oh god, it's happening again. My soul link with Shiro is starting again. No. It's happening. Oh, guys, if you don't remember, there was times in Stay Night where I was too accurate. I don't want to have the fire dreams again. I legit had fire dreams while I was playing this game. For the first game. Same old scenery of a pleasant morning. Must have yawned from the blessed boredom of it all. I hate how that scene was 100,000,000% meant to evoke that emotion to people who played the original game, and I fell for it like a dog. The slightly different sounds of a variety of clasping hands echoed. On the table is the main dish of grilled fish. 6 portions of it, actually.
はい、そんなわけで今朝はさくらが早起きして作ってくれました。みんな、特にそこのぐうたら人間はさくらに感謝しつつ、よく噛んで食べるように。
Okay, something's fucky. 2 people nod earnestly. No, I didn't mean you guys. I mean the Fujimura group over there, trading spinach for roast chicken.
あ、また納豆がある。私のはいらないって言ってるのに、さくら残りないんだから。
I refuse to eat natto in Japan. I couldn't do it. It was offered to me, but I've heard the stories, and it is exactly as sticky and stringy in real life as it looks in anime.
タイガー、納豆食べるでしょ。卵焼きと交換して。
いいけど、まだ納豆苦手なの？食べず嫌いはダメよ。と言いつつ、卵半分ならうなずくお姉ちゃんであった。む
納豆とご飯の良さがわからないとはまだまだひよっこね。
半分か。いいわ、そのレートで交換してあげる。どうせこんなに食べきれないものはそうやって知らないうちにさくらの関係に引っかかってなさい。
10日交換
Shiyumu.
卵半分でイリアちゃんの納豆ゲットだぜ。
Natto Geto Daze. I love it.
あとさくらちゃんの関係ってなんだ？
大丈夫、ご心配には及びません。カロリー計算はちゃんとやってますから、よく噛んでちゃんと運動すれば余分なお肉なんてつきませんね。そうですよね、セイバーさん。
さくらの言う通りです。体格が違うので断言はできませんが、タイガだけ体重が増すということはないでしょう。
ほら、セイバーさんもこう言ってますし、じゃんじゃん食べちゃってください。おかわりいっぱいやります。
言われるまでもな
Sonic sound.
く、さくら山盛りでお願いします。
Oh my god. They have a system. Ryder and I exchange glances. It looks like we have the same thing in mind, but some things are better left unsaid.
ライダーはもうお茶碗からだけど。
God, she is thin, huh?
私は一杯で結構です。セイバーほどの消化器官を持ち合わせてはいませんし、燃費が悪いわけでもない。お茶をいただいていますので、さくらも食事に専念してください。
And before people ask, it is canon that those glasses suppress her evil eye. Ryder pours tea for herself. Sipping hot tea silently really does seem to fit her.
燃費が悪いとは聞き捨てなりませんね、ライダー。私とて必要最低限であれば一杯で十分だ。ですがこうして用意された以上残すこともないでしょう。兵糧は無駄にしてはいけませんし、何よりふろふき大根美味しいよね。
Those sounds were amazing.
セイバーちゃん食べないならちょうだい。お断りします。
いや、
何よりせっかくさくらが用意してくれた食事です。簡単に済ますのは心苦しい。美味しい料理は素直に心の赴くままいただくものです。
I feel that what Saber said is a perfectly logical, wonderful opinion. Or I would, if only she hadn't asked for a third serving already. People, you really shouldn't overdo things.
あれ、今日のお味噌汁なんか味違うね。シロが手伝ったんじゃないでしょう。なんかバラバラな感じ。味が濃いくせにじゃがいもは細かくきれいにカットされてる。下手なのに繊細。駆け出しの彫刻師みたい。
I have an idea who did that.
ああ、いや、何事も経験だし、変わったことをしとかないとな。
ふーん。私は前のが好きだけど。まあ、こっちも将来性はなくもないかな。セラが作る和風料理もこんな感じだし。
Ryder slumps in relief. I didn't exactly lie. What I was trying to hide is the fact that today's miso soup was made by our very own Ryder. When I got to the kitchen this morning, Sokka and Ryder were already there. Saber and I laid out the tableware, all while watching Ryder in her desperate battle in front of the miso soup pot.
藤村先生、そろそろ時間です。文化祭の準備会始まっちゃいますよ。
If you've never made miso soup from scratch, it's actually a really delicate fine art that I've done twice well, and once I screwed it up so badly, I threw that whole dang pot out. It was bad. It is a fine line. The hard part is dealing with the wakame or whatever, the big dried kelp, which name I can't remember, but starts with a K. It has a different name. You put it in, and then you like drain it for the flavor, but like you put in too much and it tastes awful. It's tough. Making miso soup is not the easiest.
あっちゃー、
さすがに今日遅刻したら竜道くんに怒られるわね。食後のお茶さえも楽しめないのか、教員生活。
I'm with you there, sister. Fujine rose up, holding the helmet for Tiger number 1 in her hand.
じゃあさくらちゃん、先に行ってるわね。シロも遅刻しないように来るのよ。進学しないからってあんまり気を抜いてサボらないように。
Oh. What a strange and interesting thing where it's like Shiro, the main character, just doesn't want to go to college. And so, the single female English teacher in her 20s waved at us with a smile and ran off. God, I love you. Since the cultural festival is closing in, lately Fujine has been leaving early. Same goes for Sakura, the succeeding captain of the archery club, but due to the festival, the regular morning training was reduced to a short meeting. Because of that, she had 30 more minutes of free time than usual.
文化祭もうすぐですね。姉さんもそれまでに帰ってこられればいいんですけど。
そうだな。夏休み中に帰ってくるなんて言っておきながら、もう10月だし。あっちでなんかあったのかな、遠坂。
Is that her in London? More like it'd be nice if she didn't cause anything to happen, seriously.
リンが長期滞在してるのは自業自得よ。だいたい1ヶ月で済むわけないじゃない。宝石圏の真似事をして失敗したのよ。
She botched up an Is that so okay, so it's saying here that the ending of Heaven's Feel happened.
まあリンには100年早いから万が一なんて起きないだろうけど、もし第二魔法を暴発させてたらそれこそどうなってたことか。
Okay. Ilya's genuinely disgusted. Well, I guess it's normal to be angry if all of that happened in your own castle. Let's go back 2 months. One day in the midst of summer holidays, Tosaka said, as enthusiastic as ever,
ロンドンに行く身としては切り札が必要でさ。なんでも今季は鬼人が多いって言うし、極東の田舎者としては貫禄の一つでもつけとかないとね。
So she tried slapping together, well, knowing Tosaka though, she had probably taken great care in preparation, a pendant, a super miniature version of the jewel sword that can monitor waves from parallel worlds. And messed up completely and utterly on a scale that us mere mortals could never imagine. Alright, all you had to say was parallel worlds, and I know exactly what's happening now. The result, all the data and materials she had collected, including the money she had to borrow from Sakura to purchase them, went poof. According to Ilya, the fact that she even survived meant that she was a monster. After looking at her bank book, though, that monster turned into something more like the living dead.
エミヤ君、アルバイト先紹介して。
Back then, things were still relatively okay, despite her saying things like that, but one day something major happened. That was the price of meddling sorcery, in what came to be known as the Winchester event. Later,
さすがに今回はピンチだわ。このままだと封印指定を受けちゃうかもしれない。その前にねじれちゃったところを直さないと。
with that, she journeyed to the clock tower, the HQ of magic.
けどさ、あれって結局どういうことだったんだ？単にイリアの城がしっちゃかめっちゃかになっただけだろ？
もう分かってないわね、シローは。リンは武器として加工してない得意点をぶっ放しちゃって、この町はちょっとしたターミナルになりかけたんだから。
Okay, so is this singularity like a Grand Order style singularity?
因果率が狂って事象が混成して未来の次に過去がつながりそうになったって言えばわかる？
Actually, it does. If causality is malfunctioning, there's phenomena crossing and the future leading into the past. Well, that explains everything. Rin Rin destroyed the timeline. Rin caused everything to go wrong, but in doing so, might have made for us the perfect future?
要するに何でもありの世界になりかけたってことか。
I think it did.
わかりやすく言えばね。厳密に言うと、この街で起こりうる可能性なら全て引き寄せられた世界になりかけたってこと。
A world where all the possible outcomes of this town were drawn in. Okay, so I'm gonna place some big bet that actually happened. And we're now in a version of Fuyuki where all three routes happened, ignoring the problems that would obviously cause. All possible outcomes drawn in, huh? Like winning first place in the lottery, or aliens coming to Earth, or true immortality being perfected, or everyone suddenly coming to kill me. In other words, a morbid joke that had a small chance of occurring actually happening.
なるほど、それであんなことに。けど、あれはそういうのとはちょっと違ったような。
Well, I mean, it was a world that was a flat-out copy of a children's fairy tale. I mean, it was a world that was the same one from Dodgson's Alice. I mean, it was pretty much a real-life version of May's survival.
あれには私たちも驚きました。リンがしようとしたことは人の手に余ることです。ことによっては聖杯戦争より大事になってしまう。
Said its victim quietly. Actually, not only Ryder, but everyone here plus one other were victimized by it.
どうしたさくら？なんかあったのか？
いえ、大したことじゃないんです。今ライダーが言ってたことで少し。
Sakura trailed off. Well, if she says so, I'll just nod and leave it at that. Or more like I was planning to.
聖杯戦争って言葉でしょ。さくらが反応したのは。なんだ、気づいてないのかと思ってたけど、まだ半信半疑だっただけか。
Child of Winter did not overlook that comment.
聖杯戦争がどうしたんだよ、イリア。もう半年も前のことだろ、それは。
そうかしら。少なくともサーバントたちはそう思っていないんじゃないかしら。
What?
ねえセイバー、ライダー、あなたたちならこの空気に気づいているわよね。ライダー、セイバーさんも何か知っているんですか？
いえ、私は何も。ただイリアの言う通り、この街の空気が張り詰めていることは承知しています。小さな、本当に些細な違和感なので様子を見ていたのですが。
A minor sense of discord? At least it's not a major sense of Skype, you know what I'm saying? What are you saying? Why is Ryder mentioning something so plainly obvious?
セイバーはライダーの言ってることわかるか？
はい。憶測に過ぎないことですが、よろしいですか、シロ。
I nod silently.
では、率直に言えば、さっきだっているのは町ではなく、私たちサーバントです。そうでしょう、ライダー。私たちは数日前から共に軽い敵意を抱いている。理性ではなく本能が互いを倒すべき敵だと告げている。それはつまり
聖杯戦争時におけるサーバントの高揚感ですか。認めたくはありませんが、私も同じ結論です。
Saber and Ryder glance at each other. What they are saying is extremely simple.
そうか。要するに聖杯戦争が起きてるってことだな。
We aren't concerned with the whys and hows yet. The evidence points to this conclusion.
そんな、ありえません。変ですよ先輩。聖杯なんてもうないじゃないですか。
I mean, there's two in my house, but...
それにほら、聖杯戦争が起きるなら教会からお知らせとかあるんじゃないですか？
ああ、けどないよな、そんなの。 それじゃあ新しく聖杯戦争が起きたんじゃなくて終わったものが何でか再開したっていうのはどうだろう。それなら合点がいくというか。
How are these guys coming to this conclusion, I wonder? After all, most of the masters are still alive, the servants are still hanging around, and our command spells are still in good shape. I still have one left on my left hand.
へえ、そっか。それなら十分ありえるわね。第5次の勝者はシローだけど、シローは聖杯を使わなかった。サーバントもまだ残っている状況だし、何かの弾みで戦闘状態が再開したという解釈はありかも。
Ilya's voice sounds way older. I don't know if it's maybe just me. But also, hey, pointing out that the victor was Shiro. Which... Okay, yeah, I guess. Interesting. But... yeah, okay. That's right? Right? Okay. But... What I was saying was, Ilya's voice sounds way older. It's sounding way less just trying to do the Oni-chan sort of thing. Now, there's two things that could be. One is that this Ilya speaking here is speaking from the Grail side of things. Or it could just be that Ilya has accepted the fact that she is the older sister, and that, in this case, she's just no longer putting on the airs of Oni-chan.
敗者復活戦ということですか。しかしイリア、聖杯戦争の勝者がシロというのは誰
Yeah,
の
right? That's what I
決
was
断です
wondering. I was a bit confused about.
私は勝者のいない戦いだったと思うのですが。
Riders in complaining that I won. It's the complaint of making me the winner of a battle that I made sure had no winner.
勝者を決めるのは他ならぬ聖杯よ。結果はどうあれ、聖杯はシロを勝者として捉えている。他ならぬ私が言うんだから間違いないでしょ。
Okay, this is Grail speaking, not Ilya. Because I pointed that out in Stay Night, and people were like, yeah, there's kind of two modes going on.
では、聖杯としてのあなたに問いましょう。この状況をどう打開するべきなのか。
Ryder's looking at Ilya seriously. If fighting breaks out, Sakura will be put in harm's way. For that reason, Ryder must be feeling a sense of danger at the words resumption of the Holy Grail War.
ちょっと待ったライダー。別にどうもこうもないだろう。再開したっていうが、そもそも聖杯がないんだ。戦う理由がないじゃないか。
よくできました。シロの言う通りよ。確かに最近の冬季はどこかおかしいけど、そう目くじらを立てるほどのことじゃないわ。だいたいね、サーバントが聖杯戦争後も限界してるって時点でおかしいんだから、これぐらいの異常容認しないとやっていけないわよ。
Like how Ilya's just giving a just accept it speech to everyone right now.
仮にライダーたちがいることでよからぬ企みを持ったやつが来ても変わらない。だってそのよからぬやつを迎撃するのもライダーたちだからな。強者の条件って知ってるか。目立つやつは敵を作りやすいけど、その敵から当然のようにみんなを守れるやつを強者って言うんだ。腕が立つだけの人間はただの暴れん坊で、俺が知る限り2人は本当の意味での強者だと思うけど。
はい、またもシロの言う通り。今日のシロは物分かりが良くて100点満点です。
Should I be dancing in joy? Well, gee, I guess the usual me is always dense.
だから問題があるとしたらあなたたちよ、シェイバー、ライダー。
Literally just Ilya saying, no, shut up, accept it, this is normal.
あなたたち戦いを再開したいの？
断じてありません。まあライダーが戦うというのであれば受けて立ちますが。
それはこちらのセリフです。あなたには幾度となく敗れてきた。あなたが私に機会をくれるのなら借りを返しても構いませんが。
Ooh, bit of animosity. Sparks are flying between those two. For a short while, it looked like they finally got along, but I guess they're still rivals.
よかった。ま、発情期の猫じゃあるまいし、いくらあなたたちでも理由なく暴れたりしないものね。退屈だからって人間狩りをするような趣味もないだろうし。
イリアスピール、その例えはどうかと思う。私はそのような悪鬼ではない。まあ、彼女には前例があるので弁護することはできませんが。
Oh, they are catty. Ryder wanted to, but couldn't counter that argument. If it comes down to behaving like an animal, I don't think that Saber's any different, but I'll put that aside.
つまりどうなったんでしょう。
他の連中が襲ってくることもないだろうし、しばらくは様子を見よう。まだ事件なんて起きてないんだし、無理に調べて回ることもないってことかな。
そうですね。あ、それじゃあ他のサーバントさんに聞いてみたらどうですか？ランサーさんとかよく街で見かけますけど。
He's just in the town, huh? Sakura just said something odd, but I don't mind at all. Yeah, Lancer does seem like he'd be willing to give me his impressions on what's going on.
では私たちも折を見て調べてみることにしましょう。それとさくら、そろそろ登校の時間ですが。
あ、本当だ。ごめんなさい。すぐに片付けちゃいます。
いいえ、後片付けは私の仕事です、さくら。あなたは落ち着いて登校してください。
ありがとうライダー。それじゃあよろしくね。
Sakura is cheerfully getting ready to leave. Me, though, I still have about 30 minutes left, so I'll go help Ryder.
行ってきます。先輩、サボっちゃダメですよ。
Oh, but I'm so used to doing that. Sakura leaves hastily. This marks the end of our morning.
二人とも食器は流しに出しといてくれ。着替えてきてから一気にやっちまうから。
助かります。正直、洗い物はまだ苦手です。
It's a strange thing to not be good at. Ryder isn't clumsy, she just can't get a hold of restraining her power. Oh, I see. She's a plate breaker just like Saber, but for a different reason. I see. Alright, I think that's enough for now. I have an idea of what's going on now, and boy, is this gonna lead to some whack scenarios. So I'm gonna hit save and title this time. Saving game progress. There we go. Hey, awesome. So one thing I did do is I did open up the special menu, which I looked at and I'm like, oh my god, this is Kirby Superstar. So we'll check out the Tosaka Shrine after, but I clicked on wallpaper and the game has built-in wallpapers. That's fun. That's great. You can even click on them and you can select it to turn it to your computer's wallpaper. I like that. I just saw that while I was here. Okay. Thank you all for watching, guys, and in the next part, we'll continue with Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Ciao.